Good evening and welcome to our pre-launch news conference for the SpaceX CRS-1 mission set to launch from Cape Canaveral Air Force Station tomorrow at 8:35 p.m. It's going to be an exciting start to commercial spaceflight. It's the first of 12 missions that SpaceX will be delivering cargo to the International Space Station and returning it. And it's very exciting for SpaceX, for NASA, for the Kennedy Space Center, and for the entire Space Coast. And we have a panel ready to talk all about the mission. I'd like to introduce them as we begin. To my left is Kennedy Space Center Director Bob Cabana. Bob commanded Space Shuttle Endeavour on the first space station assembly mission in 1998. He and his crew delivered the first American module, Unity, and docked it with the Russian Zarya module. And now he has a new role. He is commanding the Kennedy Space Center and in charge as we transform to support commercial space business and create a multi-user spaceport for both government and commercial customers. To Bob's left, Sam Shamimi, Director, International Space Station Program from NASA headquarters in Washington. Sam is going to talk about the importance of this mission to the space station. It's a very important mission, and we look forward to getting it underway. To Sam's left, Mike Suffredini, NASA's Program Manager for the International Space Station, and he'll give us a status of the space station and an overview of the SpaceX CRS-1 mission. To Mike's left, Gwynne Shotwell. She oversees day-to-day operations for the SpaceX company, and she can't wait to tell us all about Falcon 9 and Dragon. And to her left is Mike McAleenan, Launch Weather Officer for the 45th Weather Squadron at Cape Canaveral Air Force Station. He'll give us an update on tomorrow's weather forecast. And we'll begin with opening comments, and then we'll take your questions. Bob?
Thanks, Mike. Well, it's great to be here for the first commercial launch to the International Space Station. We've made great progress this last year transforming the Kennedy Space Center into a multi-user spaceport of the future, and it's key to have both commercial and government launches from the Cape. Our part with this mission is a little smaller than what we hope to have in the future, processing the payloads for it and late delivery of some of them, but it's a beginning. And if I look at where we were a year ago and the progress we've made now, it's just tremendous. From the end of the shuttle, we've moved forward. We are building the very first Orion multipurpose crew vehicle right now for a test flight in 2014 over in the ONC High Bay, a state-of-the-art processing facility over there, preparing for a launch on a Delta IV in 2014. We've transformed the Launch Control Center, one of the firing rooms, to support the future, not just a single rocket, but however we want to configure it. We've taken Pad B, the northernmost pad out at 39, and completely remodeled it. Continuing to work on the process out there, finishing up with the propellant distribution systems, state-of-the-art launch complex for the future, handling more than just NASA's heavy lift rocket, but capable of any rocket with a common interface to the pad to a mobile launcher. We've made great progress lately in High Bay 3 in the vehicle assembly building, pulling the platforms out of it that are unique to the shuttle as we modify that to support NASA's heavy lift rocket that's going to allow us to explore once again beyond our home planet. And from a commercial point of view, the Commercial Crew Program here at KSC, in partnership with the Johnson Space Center, has moved forward. We have 3 companies now under Space Act agreements under CCI-CAP, the Commercial Crew Integrated Capability Contract, Boeing, Sierra Nevada, and SpaceX with the Falcon 9 Dragon Rider. And we are moving forward to help enable commercial operations for crew to the International Space Station. In transforming the facilities that we have here, we've got Boeing with their CST-100 spacecraft moving into OPF Bay 3. We recently moved out of OPF Bay 1 and will soon be moving out of OPF Bay 2, hoping to bring more partners in there for the future. So I think overall, tremendous progress towards really becoming what was once science fiction, but a true multi-user spaceport with horizontal, vertical launch landing capabilities, utilizing the SLF, as well as the facilities that we have available from shuttle, along with this outstanding workforce that's available down here to help make that transition. So it's a good time, Mike.
Thank you, Bob. Sam.
Thanks. Tomorrow's SpaceX launch begins a new era for spaceflight and the International Space Station. Just over a year after the shuttle retirement, we're poised to start commercial cargo supply and return services to the space station. These flights are critical to the space station sustainment and to begin the full utilization and of space station for research and technology development. Spaceflight is really hard, and I wanted to thank all the SpaceX teams and NASA teams that make this launch tomorrow possible. Thanks.
Mike?
Okay, well, good afternoon, everyone. It's good to be back. We're poised, as Sam said, for the launch of the SpaceX 1 flight. This is the first flight under the commercial contract for services, as was mentioned. And as you can imagine, we're excited to have the vehicle coming up to visit ISS and bring not only the cargo that it brings, but also bring back the capability to return a significant amount of cargo and research samples back home. And so on this flight, this first flight, we're carried about 1,000 pounds, up because of the other cargo flying up with us. This one will be unique in that the amount of cargo we bring home is more than the amount of cargo we bring up. So we actually bring back almost 2,000 pounds of cargo, much of that related to research, although we will use it to bring home some failed ORUs that we'd like to get repaired. And it's good to be able to have that capability back as well, because not only do you save some money, generally speaking, when you're able to repair ORUs and return them to orbit, but also you get to do the failure analysis that sometimes the failures will elude you if you're not able to get the hardware back home to check it out. So we're utilizing this capability in full. I'll also say it's nice to have a U.S. indigenous capability, and one of the main reasons is the flexibility to get hardware to ISS. We had a small pump on the urine processor fail not too long ago. We installed our last spare on orbit into the urine processor assembly, and because of our desire, we had one planned to fly up on ATV-4, which doesn't fly till next spring. And so we contacted our SpaceX friends and said, we've got this fairly large ORU we'd like to fly. And working together to adjust a manifest, we were able to get that on this particular manifest, and it's coming to orbit. So when you have a launch vehicle that's in your country, it just makes it a lot easier, because of literally shipping and customs can kill you when you're trying to get overseas. And this really makes the process faster, allows us to react to anomalies in real time. So this capability is very important to the International Space Station. I expect us to utilize it to its fullest extent, and we're looking forward to this first flight. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mike. Gwen?
Well, Mike said it was good to be back. I'll say that it's actually great to be back here at the Cape, flying again. Very, very much excited about this first official commercial cargo resupply mission. The 2,000-plus men and women of SpaceX have been working very hard to make this mission go a little bit smoother than the prior. Wanted to thank our NASA partners as well. I think they would agree that this was smoother. We've really developed a great relationship, and this partnership has really been critical to the success of these missions. Also want to thank our Air Force partners, of course, FAA, who's licensing these missions, and then FCC as well, who's been helpful this go-round. So we are flying tomorrow evening. We're looking for an 8:35 p.m. liftoff. I can go through the timeline a bit as you guys would like, but as a high-level overview, if we fly tomorrow night, we've got about 53 hours before we rendezvous and berth with the International Space Station. If the flight is delayed for any particular reason, likely weather, the opportunity on Monday is about the same to get to station. The opportunity on Tuesday is less. It's about a 30-hour rendezvous with the station. Once we do get to the station, we will be berthed by a pair of astronauts, Akihiko Hashida and Sunny Williams. The two of them will capture and berth us, and we'll be on station for on the order of 3 weeks, possibly a bit longer, depending on station traffic and station needs. So we are carrying a bit of science on this particular mission. As Mike mentions, we're taking about 1,000 pounds of cargo up. We're very excited. This is the first time that we're taking powered cargo up. We're taking up a glacier freezer, which has refrigerated science samples in it. This is also the first time that we're going to bring back a glacier as well. So we're quite excited about the missions both up and back. Wanted to talk very briefly about the differences between the last flight and this. The insertion orbit is slightly different. We went to a 325-kilometer circular orbit on the C2 mission. This one will be inserting Dragon into a 200 by 325 orbit. The Dragon is largely the same, although we are carrying the full cargo complement of cargo racks. So if you saw the video when they opened the hatch on the ISS before, all the cargo was around the edges. Now in this one, the center stack is actually included in this mission, and volume relatively full. Falcon 9 is largely the same as well. We did improve our flight termination system, so we're flying a slightly enhanced flight termination system. Other very minor differences. This is the first time we're flying our own domes as well on the tanks. So I do look forward to your questions and running through any details you'd like on the mission. Thanks very much, and again, it's great to be back.
Mike?
All right. Well, let me start out by saying that the weather outside would be best characterized as unfavorable for launch, and that's been the case for the last several days here in Central Florida. We're hoping that this boundary continues to move south, and we're looking for opportunity. If we can go to the satellite picture, you can see that it's right on the edge of Central Florida, maybe along the I-4 corridor, gradually pushing to the south, and we are hopeful that it's going to continue moving south and looking good for launch time. Speaking of launch time, and go to the first slide. Looking for, again, that boundary to just be moving through the area. We'll probably be dealing with some violations through the count, but by late in the evening for the window, looking for the clouds to be breaking up a little bit, 4,000-foot scattered conditions and a 10,000-foot deck out there. Winds will be light out of the northeast, and a 40% chance of violation, mostly a thick cloud violation or flight through precipitation. And basically what that means is there's a 60% chance of that mess on the satellite picture being to our south for launch time. If we were to move to a 24-hour delay for Columbus Day, conditions do improve, and we're looking for much less in the way of cloud cover and chances of precipitation. And still, it's a light easterly winds, but only a 20% chance of violation. There's a much better chance for that system to either continue moving to the south and better chance of being south of us, or just come and die and wash out as fronts do here in Florida. For a 40-hour delay onto Tuesday, again, a decent chance, only a 20% chance of violation. And with the second day or third day of easterly flow, we're looking for maybe a cumulus cloud violation versus a thick cloud. Same probability, but a different scenario. A lot of times with deep easterly flow, we get a little shower or two form up over the water, work its way in. It's a little early for that in the evening. Generally, it's a morning phenomena, so only a 20% chance of violation. So overall, we're hopeful this boundary will keep moving through, and this will be our last day of unfavorable weather for launch time. Thanks.
Okay, Mike, thank you. All right, we'll take questions. And here at the Kennedy Space Center News Center, we are glad to welcome some of our NASA social friends who are going to be reporting through social media on the event, joining our traditional news media. We would ask for you to please state your name and your affiliation and to whom you're addressing your question. And we'll start off with Marcia Dunn.
Marcia Dunn, Associated Press for Ms. Shotwell. Could you put on more to go up because you're bringing so much back, and I'm not sure if it's just big volume, lightweight stuff going up that you're at 1,000 pounds. Why couldn't you have put 2,000 pounds on board, more food or whatever? And could you just sort of give a status if you're still hoping to go in December on yet the next one?
Let me take the second one first, so I don't forget it. The second SpaceX CRS mission is scheduled for January. We're shooting for a 2-week time frame starting around January 18th. 2-week window. As far as cargo up, I do understand that the cargo up we're taking is voluminous, not quite as dense as some of the cargo that we will be taking on successive missions. We are required, by the way, under this contract to fly 20 metric tons up to the International Space Station. And with the way it looks over the 12 flights, we'll be taking up and back about 60 metric tons.